See what we end up doing. Very volatile open. All right, you got a big bounce here on Nvidia. You got a big bounce here on Tesla. So I would like to see what Apple does. Apple's actually showing relative weakness compared to the market. Still a little early. I don't want to be too aggressive here. Still literally the first minute of market open. Apple's really been holding this 294, and it's Apple, so I can't be that aggressive on this name right at open. So Nvidia and Tesla showing me some relative strength here compared to the overall market. It's a beautiful retest on Apple. I just can't take that. That's too aggressive. Yeah, Nvidia is showing relative strength compared to the market. Ended up reclaiming this previous day low, and it bounced the bottom of the range. So I kind of expect Nvidia to give us an upside move here just because we have the bottom of the range. Very strong 15-minute candle. Apple might just do a little peek and fell like that. Q's looking to get over the high day here. So everything pretty much bounced. Everything bounced. Very strong here on Q's. Is very strong here on Q's. Yeah, little peak and fell on Apple. That's why I don't want to chase that at open. It's been holding this. If you just look out or zoom out, you'll see on the higher time frame, very strong support level there. It was showing some relative weakness compared to the market, but basically SPY and Qs both bounced at this previous day low. SPY is holding the 735 like we talked about. Qs is holding the 714 like we talked about. As you can see here, I said if we hold these, we can see it move back up to the upside. So very nice hold on both key levels there. Market's pushing, so we'll see. Yeah, watch Tesla here. I'm looking at today's expiration on Tesla. I'm looking at the 3250 calls here on Tesla. 3250 calls. See what we end up doing. Yeah, 3D 250 calls there on Tesla. See if we can pull back here. Fingers on the trigger. See if we can hold this high down Tesla. Market's pulling back heavy right now. Here, I wasn't able to get an entry there. It's not too late. We'll see. Yeah, yeah, wasn't able to get an entry there on Tesla. Still very strong here on the overall market. Yeah, Tesla's showing like relative strength, but if Nvidia wants to stay heavy, we can look for like this short under 199. Yes, I can't get an entry there on Tesla. It's holding that. It's holding that. It's just too aggressive of an entry for me. Like the market's pulling back here, keys, Nvidia and Tesla's holding up. So yeah, it's clearly holding that. Okay, watch cues here. Very good skip through on Tesla. It's definitely showing some relative weakness compared to the market, but I mean relative strength compared to the market. Wow, Amazon. Wow, I did not see that. Amazon's strong. That was a nice break and retest over 236. Can't catch them all. I'm watching Qs here now. Today's expiration, QQQ. Dang, bro. Yeah, Amazon. Should retest right there. Take your shot. Beautiful. Yeah, Qs might try and pull back here and hold this previous day low, which it seems like that's what it's doing. Insane. But it didn't end that bar day here. So, but you can see Qs and SPY are really defending this previous day low, and then SPY is defending the 735 fairly well. Yeah. So Qs just pulled back here towards this previous day low, and you see the bounce off of that. So really, no. At first, I guess it was Tesla, which I'm pretty much just Tesla's just terrible price action. So kind of hands off here. I don't really care for this. But at first, there was some relative strength here, but now you can see both um, Nvidia and Tesla kind of just doing what Q's is doing. I do expect Nvidia to go higher, just because we ended up bouncing off of that 199 pre-market on the dot, which is our range break. So we bounced at the bottom of the range here. We reclaimed, break and retest back above the previous day low. So buyers are pretty much in control here, showing their hand, especially with Q's bouncing here at the low of day. So I do expect to move higher here on Nvidia unless it, Q's and SPY pulls back and it just follows. You look at the 15-minute, Nvidia looks fairly good, but you can see it's pretty much in sync here um, with Q's. So that's something to be mindful of. Best looking name that really showed us some relative strength here was Amazon. Crazy, crazy open here. Funny, both the side watches name pretty much have relative strength. Good way to avoid this fake out here. On Apple, it's a strong level if you just zoom out. So I kind of saw that as a liquidity grab anyway. Shorts just getting trapped there. There was no way I was taking a trade on Apple right at open. Any other name, maybe. Apple, definitely not. Not right at open. So pretty choppy here. We'll see. Still fairly early. Like I said, I really want to wait the first 15 to 30 minutes here coming in open, let this market pick a direction. Q's is heavier than the SPY though. Like SPY's nowhere near the previous day low, and Q's looks like it's about to break it. I'm watching all three of these. See if NVIDIA can get under this 199. See if we can get some proper displacement here on Qs. So there is some divergence here on Qs and SPY for sure. First 15 minute on Qs is red. First 15-minute candle on SPY closed green. So you can see Qs is really trying to hold just a previous day low here. It's a big deal. You can see the names are following as we bounce off of this. So something you want to identify early that right now outside of Amazon, I guess, and Apple, all these names are in sync. Look at these candles. They're in sync with Qs. So if Qs can like break under this PDL, I think we can see a move lower here. This would be a very solid range break here on the video. Look at that. And we held 199 on the dot. All you got to do is look left. Very strong level here. You can see our 1 hour candle. We're wicking off of this right now. So strong level here. Yeah, all these names are just pushing higher with Qs holding that. Not the cleanest price action on Tesla, right? It's still in this range, so I really wouldn't touch Tesla. First, it looked good, but I'm most likely just gonna skip that. Strong hold on on Qs. SPY is holding and defending the 735 fairly well too. Think about SPY and Qs, it's like it's just dead smack in between the PDH to PDL and really around this pre-market high area. You can see Qs is kind of having a tough time here around like this 719-ish area. So we did hold this and we are holding 714, but very, very tight range here. So like low probability environment. I really wouldn't even want to touch Qs right now either. You can see the price action that we're getting as of now. The only thing that like somewhat looks good context wise is NVIDIA, just because we held the bottom of the range here at 199, as you can see. So like I kind of just expect that to move higher. But Tesla and NVIDIA is not giving us the candles that Qs are. Look how clean these candles are on QQQ. Yeah, we're in a range, but they are clean candles. And then look at Tesla and NVIDIA. So these are like things you just pay attention to when you know, like, all right, low probability, or I'm just not going to take a trade. Uh, Man, Amazon looks, I don't know if that's crazy. Amazon was very, very flat pre-market. Really wasn't even on my radar. It was just a side watch. I was kind of expecting that. Since we rejected the top of the range, and you can see just a beautiful break and retest above a weekly level, and it's continuing higher. Really nothing on Apple. Still stuck in the channel. I was really just looking for the range break on Apple. I knew not to chase that because, man, you look at Apple here, you get Apple just stuck in this channel. Look how well it's been defending and holding on the dot. So I knew, yeah, this is just a liquidity grab. That fast, that open, I'm not chasing that. And you can see you would have got squeezed out of your position for a loss. And what does that do? Fuel that move higher. So a lot of names are honestly like stuck in a range right now. Tesla's been stuck in this range. It's pretty unfortunate. I haven't traded Tesla in a while. Yeah, crazy recovery here on SPY. You can see SPY is relatively strong, right? Ended up pushing to the high day. We pulled back here, and you can see now making new highs on the day. So a lot of relative strength here on SPY compared to Qs, as you can see. Right, NVIDIA held, look at that, 199 on the dot. On the dot. That's beautiful. So I do expect NVIDIA to like gravitate higher. I'm not saying it's going to be clean, but that's what I'm kind of seeing here. Tesla being Tesla. Yeah, very nice hold of our 735. Still nothing I would touch, but you can see just in between this PDH, PDO. Can't forget about this gap down that the market created. I'm not saying it to be today, but if we can get over that, I really do think we can really fill this gap. General demand area held well. Now we're just making our way back up, like we said, to the previous day high. What did we do yesterday? Yesterday we gapped down. Yeah. Put the anti-bar down a lot of these names. We ended up gapping down here on Palantir. You can see it reclaim that previous day low, filled the gap as well around this close. So even some relative strength here at open on Palantir. Yeah, if you gap down and you get a break and retest back above the PDL, you really can just expect that gap fill. So you can see it turn the previous day low pretty much back into support there. Not a name I would look to long for obvious reasons. Clearly in a downtrend. So you'd be looking for that next leg lower off of 219. Yeah, so Tesla looks trash. Nvidia looks trash. Really don't care to touch anything at this point. I think the best looking name, we'll see. It's 30 minutes in the open, but you can typically tell when really just not going to do much. Um, the best looking name here was Amazon. Just crazy. I mean, this was my side watch here. It's just my side watch. I was really expecting, you see, I have an alert set here. Seeing if we get that continuation lower. And this thing just ended up ripping. Pretty insane. Retest is not always going to be on the dot, right? You have a hard stop. That's fine. You pull it back here, roughly 30 cents. So two ways you can go about it. You can take an earlier entry and just have a hard stop at whatever percentage, or you scale down and let 236 take you out. So that's decent. Let's see here. Then we ended up holding this, right? First down close candle, pretty much in an uptrend. So it just acted as an order block. Nothing I would take like that on Amazon, but pretty solid. Over that 236 was clean. Kind of a slow week thus far. Uh, had a banger trade on Monday. Had a small loss yesterday, 5% on Nvidia, trying to play the gap fill. And then looks like trash so far today. That large gap in the market yesterday was pretty annoying, though. Very annoying, actually. That's 2 weeks in a row. Start the entire market off or start the trading week off with just a large gap. It's pretty annoying. Yeah, SPY keeps projecting around this pre-market high too. So last week and the week before, we went over this. I made sure to like really emphasize on teaching this and understanding to think in probabilities. And like I treat it to the no trade zone. You're going to be hands off if you're just stuck in between the PDH, the PDO, the pre-market low, and the pre-market high. If price is just sitting in between all of that, that is a clear no trade zone for obvious reasons. Because now you're just doing this. So then if you try and take a trade in here, you're like, man, it doesn't work, or I'm not getting continuation. Well, yeah, price is compressed, right? You're going to get continuation when you get that breakout to either side when price is no longer compressed. So, and that's pretty much for every name, right? At least how I go about it. Like if you're just stuck in between all four of those, we literally didn't do anything, right? Price has not moved higher or lower. So that's just something to keep in mind. And that's pretty much what you're seeing here. And then you zoom out here, if you're chopping on the 15 minute, you're going to be chopping on the smaller time frame. You know what I mean? So Tesla is under our 383 here. Bit of a tough read. It is under. It gives you an intraday double top there off of that 383. Right, range break. So if you're able to like get the pop and fade off of that, that looks solid. So I do expect Tesla to continue lower here. Showing me a little, I wouldn't say relative weakness. It's kind of pushing down here with Qs. So we'll see what sets up here on Tesla. All right, I ended up just skipping that 383. What is it, 383? Yeah, that'd been a tough read. It was a tough read. Yeah, there's no way I was gonna, yeah, there's no way. Tesla did break this range though, so we'll see. Tesla is bearish. And I watch Tesla here. I'm watching Tesla. See what we do. Spine Q is really just consolidating. Tesla looks the heaviest right now. I did came down on that. Tesla broke the range here on the weekly. So I do want to see if we can get continuation lower. There was no way I was able to take a trade off of 383 with the price action being like that. So defending this video pretty well. Maybe just because Q is still defending this pretty well. Let's see if Nvidia can stay heavy here. Looks pretty heavy on the 15. Watch Nvidia here. It'd be the 200 puts. Today's expiration. It's at the money con, so never go wrong with that. It's really we actually want to see. Now I want to see if we can do that. I really don't want us to hold this range. 199. It's a key level here. It's a strong level. We can get under that. We can see a move lower. Yeah, you can see we're holding this range here. Really across the board. There's a video here. The video looks like it wants to break. I'm looking at this on the 15. If I can get like a good breakout on this 15-minute candle, should be solid. Price action strategy, I gotta skip that. So we'll see what this looks like. Remember, you're reading the price action leading up into the breakout too. Look at these candles, big wicks, very wicky, even though it's moving downwards. Right, you don't want that on a zero. So let's see. So the thing about this, like I've already zoomed out, right, and showed us that this is a range break here. This is a very strong level here on the video. You can see being respected very well. Pre-market low is literally 199 on the dot. So it's not necessarily the breakout itself that I would be eyeing. It's really the displacement on that to avoid a fake out here. Our stop loss is -5, so I'm not too pressed on it, but still. But it's holding this. It's holding this bottom of the range. And then if we break this and like I just feel like the price action is not good, then I might have to skip that. Price action could clean up if we break outside of this range. Why? Because it's a range break. So I think we're stuck right now between what, 211, 199. Apple held bottom of the range again, just 294. Yeah, and the video is just like stuck in between this 211, 199. You go here on the 1 hour, you can clearly see that. just ranging. This thing's holding very well. Furthest we got into this was 98.88. So it's really defending this. We held, we bounced back up, we held, we bounced back up. So we'll see here. See on the 1 hour, we're wicking off of this pretty strong right now, even on the 15. So it's cases like this, right, where look at this hold. Look at this 199 hold. It's a strong hold. So it's cases like this where, right, you come into the day and you mark out your PDH and PDL, and some people think I really hate these levels. I promise you I don't. I take trades off of them, but context matters. So if you only mark out your PDH and your PDL and you're looking for this break and retest under the PDL and you get stopped out and you lose, it's a loss that could have been avoided. Or maybe you're on a red streak and you're like, man, this system does not work or it's terrible, this and that. You have to understand, right? You just went short into a key demand area, a very strong level on the higher time frame. So buyers are stepping up here, defending this, pushing this higher, and that's why you're getting stopped out. So that's the way to look at it. I hope that makes sense. So Q is getting heavy, is just getting heavy. Like I said, if the price action is not clean, I'm most likely going to skip this. As I always say, right, you got to know the difference between missing a trade and skipping a trade. So on a technical analysis standpoint, you do get your setup, the break and retest, but there's other factors that go into it. Price action's trash, momentum's trash. It's really not worth the risk to me. See what's next on Q's. Q's was under 714. So next key level on Q's is down at 704. SPY's just sitting sideways over 735. So not the best price action today, really on SPY and Q's. Just sitting sideways. A lot of names are really Apple chopping. You can see here, just chopping sideways. It did reclaim and hold 294. Like I said, Amazon was pretty much the best one. It had such a large move, so now that's starting to chop, but it had a big move. Amazon opened at 232, and the high of day is 239. I'm just rounding it to 239, so very big open there. SPY's getting a little heavy. So remember, we trade options, so the price action matters, right? You need momentum. You want momentum. Right? You don't want this slow, choppy grind to the downside. These are the candles we want. Not that. Curious on what we do here. Okay. Tight spreads. All right, let's watching a video here. Don't want to get caught in a peak and fail. Need a proper displacement candle. I'm looking at the 200 puts here. Today's expiration on the video. 200 puts. Of course, just need proper displacement here. Oh, did you hear? I need this candle to close a little bit more bearish. I'm reading cues too. I'm reading cues too. Still waiting for this retest here on the video. Can't let FOMO kick in. If Q's, turns into a peak and fell under this previous day low, I wouldn't be surprised if NVIDIA reclaims its 199. Solid breakout here on the 15-minute too, though. See what I mean? It's exactly what I meant. If you get that peak and fell on Q's under that previous day low, NVIDIA's just going to do the same. You need Q's to hold under that previous day low. So you don't let FOMO kick in. You wait for the retest, but you read the context of the market too. So that's how you avoid a fake out. At that point, I got the break. Now I'm looking to see what Q's does, and you can see they're just in sync. So the only way I really like this now is if Q's can get under the previous day low and hold under that, and we'll see. We could just hold the bottom of this range here. Tesla's doing it. It's the bottom of the range here. We'll see. Really all depends on Q's. Yeah. NVIDIA may break and retest this 199 back to the upside. It's kind of what it's looking like right now. Yeah. You never really got too big of a breakout displacement candle anyway. 98, 83, so yeah. Yeah, crazy hold at the bottom of the range here. If you look at uh Tesla, I mean Q's, this thing's holding very well. Our body of the candle is holding our 4 hour. SPY really not the best, but it's definitely holding independent 735. It's really a low probability day. It's looking like the best thing really does look like NVIDIA, which is like this range break. Ouch. Hmm. That's solid. You got a reclaim entry over 296. You got a break and retest over it. Inside bar day, so a little tricky. So I'll give this to, hmm, I'll see. I'll see what we're looking like at 745. Great lesson here on just really being patient. Um, like these are habits you want to build, right? Before every trade that I take, it's just a habit for me to automatically look at SPY and look at cues, right? I want to spot relative weakness, relative strength. Are these names in sync? And then, okay, NVIDIA broke my key level. It broke the range. Now I'm watching to see what cues does. Probably would have took that short entry if I saw a strong bearish candle off the previous day low here on cues. We'll never know. But I saw cues reclaim that. I was a little bit more hands off. And you can see it just ended up being a peak and fail here on NVIDIA. So I would have been a part of that liquidity, right? That got squeezed out of my position for a loss and feel that move higher. We break it back above 199 and right, read these candles. Look at all the wicks here. We're holding this 199. Buyers are defending this very well, bottom of the range. So this is kind of how you want to look at it and read it. Let's see for the fun of it. So we got the time. Just flip through these names. See what Hood did today. Really nothing. Nah, really nothing on Hood. Another great example, like, so you guys, I would take a trade here off the previous day low because there's clearly not a key demand level here that I would be going short into, right? So certain things are just common sense. I'm not going to short into a weekly support level that's $1, $2 away. You know what I mean? Like I said, you have to treat those like areas, zones. Treat your key levels like mini zones. And then it's a so would that really move that well in the underlying for me? I don't know. AMD, yeah, today's just a trash day. I think when you just look around. Intel, inside bar day, really not the best. Let's see what SpaceX is doing. Inside bar day here on SpaceX. So yeah, nice hold here on the video. Setting up. Who knows though, right? This thing may just hold and then we make our way back up to the top of the range. If today or tomorrow, I think MU has earnings. If this market really wants to just bounce, remember we still have that entire gap to fill here. So if Q's and SPY gets over that and fill this gap, I kind of expect really most names to follow. I think MU does have earnings. Yeah, it has earnings today. I gotta make the assumption that they're going to do a split sometime in the future. Bro, look at these. Look at these contracts, bro. That is insane. Look at that's insane. Oh, actually, I take that back. It does have earnings. Never mind. The contracts are still really expensive, but it does have earnings. So IV and contracts being elevated, that's actually normal. Yeah, nice hold. Very nice hold. Intraday double bottom here on Qs. Mhm. So it is turning a 383 into resistance very well here. It's just not good price action, so I just can't touch that. Amazon's still moving higher. Yeah, very nice hold here. Now we're just starting to trend higher here on NVIDIA. But you can see it's literally in sync here with Q's, pretty much identical. Yeah, I'm probably gonna call it here. Pretty slow session. When in doubt, zoom out. Right when the your 15 minutes looking like this, there is no clear direction. It's just sideways action. So no trades for me today. Good cash day, low probability day. SPY and Qs can't even get above the pre-market high. They're having a tough time. So definitely gonna call it here. No point in sticking around. And then you start forcing trades that aren't there. Momentum's dead anyway. So good stuff today. I feel like everyone's probably sitting on their hands waiting for MU. I know MU's a big earnings that's coming up. So we'll see here. I really don't care if that's the breaks under this. It's just really it's a price action thing at this point, not necessarily if we break it or not. So low probability there. Let's see. Yeah. What else? Am I missing anything? No. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna call it. I will see you guys on the next one.